Welcome to Unstuck TV. We have a lot to talk about in this hour today. Welcome, Cheryl Green.
Thank you so much, John Polish.
Awesome. So
I got your name right.
You did, finally, right? So we want to start off talking about the Unstuck Happiness Conference that is coming to Houston September 29th.
This is huge because when you and Dale sat down and talked about the Unstuck Conference, at the very beginning, you had one huge goal. And what was that goal?
To do an Unstuck Happiness Conference in all 50 states.
So obviously Las Vegas was the low-hanging fruit, and that one's out of the way.
I'm going to call it Nevada since I said 50 states. But we got
Las
Nevada
Vegas. Yeah, come on.
Okay.
But Houston and Texas is really the first state.
It is our first stop outside of Las Vegas.
So this is kind of huge,
right?
Kind of a big deal.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's our first step towards our long-term goal.
How did you pick Houston? What's special?
You know, it came down to a few things, but one is that we have a speaker who spoke at, I'm feeling like a UFC now, Unstuck 4. Should we just start numbering them?
We should, actually.
The fourth Unstuck, we had Patty Fedoli speak. Mm-hmm. And Patty was a resident of Vegas for a while, but she now lives in Houston. And she's been very enthusiastic about getting Unstuck in Houston. And so I've been looking into it for a while, trying to find the right venue. And by chance, the place that I originally wanted ended up becoming available to us. You know, everything's working out according to plan. And
awesome.
I have family in Houston, so I was excited about going there. I have several friends that have moved there, so it just seemed like a really good fit.
Very cool. Yeah, I have some family. I haven't seen them in a while, but I'm actually kind of excited to invite them to this and say, hey, you know what? Come hear me speak. There's nothing more exciting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited because part of my speech, I talk about my mom. And my mom's sister moved to Houston in the early 80s. And we picked September 29th to do Unstuck. And I found out that September 29th is actually my aunt's birthday.
Oh,
so
special.
on her birthday, she'll be able to come and hear me talk about her sister.
Are we going to do
really
a birthday cake, sing happy birthday?
I'm not sure. It would definitely embarrass her, so that's a good possibility.
Awesome. So what can people expect from this conference? Who's going to be there?
Well, let's talk about the lineup. 3 speakers from Las Vegas, myself, Cheryl, and Alexa Glazer, the Live in the Dream girl, will be coming with us. And then we have 5 speakers actually in Houston. One of them is Patty. So Patty told her story about losing 4,000 pounds, which is funny because she's like 3'4".
Yeah, she's tiny.
But the story was that when she went to move, she realized that she had like 6,000 pounds of stuff to move and realized that she had spent her life accumulating material things and not the things that she really wanted. Mm-hmm. So that's Patty's story. The next speaker that I found was a referral from the National Speaker Association, a lady named Chrissy Butts. Chrissy is known as the happiness coach of Houston.
She'll fit right in.
She will. And she shares her story about how she had to move around a few times as well and almost ended in divorce and now has a very strong marriage and coaches people on happiness. So excited about her being on board.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then Chrissy referred me to Jasmine Heary. Jasmine has been an educational advocate for foreign countries before. She was an advocate for Haiti and Florida. But she has an awesome story as well of she basically lost everything in the hurricane. Mm-hmm. So Hurricane Harvey kind of wiped her out. She's still living in the upstairs part of her house because the downstairs is uninhabitable. But she's using that to go out and help other people, which is cool.
I want to stop you for 1 second because most of the Unstuck stories are well in the past. My situation was 10 years ago. I'm not sure how long ago your daughter.
2009.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, most of us have really dealt with this and been through all of it. And, we can see very clearly from the other side. That hurricane was not that long ago.
No,
so,
September.
Okay. So that's pretty impressive that, she's already using her circumstances to turn around and to help others.
She was in the midst of the hurricane, running out and helping other people while her own home was being devastated. So She's been doing it since.
Yeah.
So I had a great conversation with her. Really excited to have her on board as well.
Cool.
The next speaker, Donald Hauser. I'm so excited to be speaking with Donnie Hauser.
Not to be confused with Doogie.
Definitely not.
Sorry. Had to be said.
So Donnie's story quickly is he was a college football coach. If you know the world of college athletics, when the head coach gets fired, so does the entire staff. So he found himself, the whole staff got fired from a job. He ended up basically homeless for a while. Beat that, ended up with colon cancer.
Wow.
Beat that, is now working again full-time, and him and his wife are doing some marriage conferences together.
Okay.
And he just published his first book, which is a Christian novel on race car driving. But
Interesting.
so he's been through it. This
Yeah,
guy.
a lot of times.
And what I'm really excited about is Donnie was one of my best friends growing up. We met each other in the 70s and have been really good friends through high school. And, I have not seen him in at least 20 years probably.
Wow.
But I knew he was living in Houston. I knew some of his story.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be sharing a stage in Texas, which is super cool.
That's cool. It's like old home week for you.
It is.
No.
Everything is just falling into place. And along those lines, our last speaker, people think I'm a little strange, and I guess I am.
Oh, this is your stalking story, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
excited.
So the reason that we have our final speaker is because some people ask me all the time how I come up with these speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're referred to me, sometimes they're old friends, and sometimes the remote control's on the other couch and I don't feel like getting up to get it.
Laziness. That's what we like to hear at Unstuck.
It was one of those days, and I was watching Shark Tank, and it ended, and this show came on afterwards, and it was the strangest concept, but it was a show called Tackle My Ride.
Okay.
And it was NFL players who would find a deserving fan and fix up their car
Okay.
to make it look like the NFL logo.
Interesting.
I would have changed the channel right away, except that I'm a Steelers fan. And it opened with Lamar Woodley and Ryan Shazier, two Steelers linebackers. And Ryan Shazier had a spinal cord injury a year ago. So this was obviously filmed probably just before his injury.
Okay.
So obviously I want to watch and see Ryan Shazier.
Okay.
And one of the first things they said was, well, Steelers fans are everywhere, so this is the first time we have to leave the city. We're going to Houston. I'm like, Houston? Oh, I'm going to Houston. And so I'm watching the show, not thinking anything of it, and the lady who they were going to help, they put her name and picture on the screen and interviewed her for a while, and about the second time they put her name up, I'm like, why am I not talking to her? Her story was that she became a Steelers fan because she wanted to be an athletic trainer, and the Steelers were the first team to hire a female athletic trainer. So she became a Steelers fan. Then she had a heart transplant. And because of her heart transplant, she couldn't pursue that field anymore, so she became a chef. And she's teaching people about heart-healthy cooking. And she's been speaking, doing work for the American Heart Association.
Okay.
So by the end of the show, I had stalked her and got her information, and by the next day, she was on board to speak at Unstuck.
Stalk is such an ugly word. Maybe
And,
we
you
should
know,
use like detective
It's not
work.
really stalking when you have Facebook and LinkedIn and all that. All the information's right there.
Right.
So.
And you didn't
Let's
send her
say
any
I didn't know.
dead animals or anything. So you're
Of course
good.
not.
Yeah.
So let's just say I sought her out.
Detective work.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm really excited. She's going to be awesome.
Really?
Amanda De Jesus.
Okay.
I'm a white guy, so I say Jesus,
I think
unfortunately,
it's
but I don't.
Jesus.
So, Amanda, I can't wait to have Amanda speak at this event.
We'll
so.
have her say her name a couple of times for you.
Sure, we got that right. So, that's the lineup.
Yeah.
Eight amazingly different stories about being stuck and moving forward again.
It always amazes me with these conferences that there's always something that you find with each speaker that resonates with you.
Right.
So I think this is going to be really cool having completely different stories, and poor Donald has like 3 of all of our stories like all wrapped up into one. So
and what's
he's been
awesome
through
is
the ringer.
he doesn't really even know how powerful his stories are yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I'm not sure. I'll talk. No, he's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And
Amazing. All right, tickets, because we had to take a break real quick.
Unstuckconferences.com. You can get tickets there, only $50 for the day. And
Awesome.
yeah, we'll have more about that after a break.
Awesome.